Put him in the chat. Put him in the chat. We had some technical difficulties on Twitch, y'all, so we're going to move it over to IG. We're going to move it over to IG. We ain't going to let nothing stop us. We're going to move it over to IG since we had some issues on Twitch. Hold on. We're going to wait for Amyr to get on. I'm emailing y'all as well. Look at that. Look at that. Nubian link. There we go. I love myself. Put him in the chat. 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 Go ahead and ask your question, bro. Put him in the chat. We waiting for Amyr to get on now. Put him in the chat. So this is our 10-day stream. We're supposed to be doing it on Twitch. We just have some technical difficulties with Twitch. So we're going to move it over here to Instagram just for today. Tomorrow we'll have it right. But y'all know we got a very, very special guest. Is that Nancy? Yeah, no Twitch tonight. I just blasted out an email to y'all too. No Twitch tonight. 1976 MDJ2. That means it's time to sue him. Jasmine_Monet. How do I get money from the Equifax lawsuit? The CFPB is handling that, so you should be receiving checks. But that doesn't stop you from if you want to sue them yourself. If don't, so go and use the website. I mean, use the address that's in your use the address that's in your credit card statement. But we got a very, very special guest tonight. I just blasted out an email to everybody too if you're on the email list. Yeah, no Twitch tonight because we had technical difficulties with Twitch. Twitch was acting up. So we're going to move it to Instagram so it don't stop the show. We waiting on Amyr now, y'all. Yes, so flawless management. It's $97. Hold on, y'all. Amyr about to get on now. He about to get on now. Yeah, we streaming for 10 days straight for free. All free game. Got a lot of heavy hitters getting on, as y'all can see. As y'all can see. How's everybody feeling though? Tell me some successes y'all have had recently. We just got a settlement offer today for a client. I want to show it. He had 3 charge-offs. Hold on, let me read it. And we have not accepted this yet. I really want to live stream the whole thing so y'all can see how I be negotiating. And I'm not the type of person. I don't be trying to beat the attorneys down, nothing like that. Once they come offering to settle, I'm cool with you at that point. I know you're just doing your job. But their first initial offer, I'm trying to see how I can show this without showing the information. Mind you, the reason why I'm happy about this, somebody asked me what's my favorite part about what I do, and I said sticking it to the man. But my favorite part about this is that we've been able to do this, and in this particular program, where we got him this offer for money and the 3 deletions, which is right in front of me, we were able to do this, and he was only paying us $59.99 a month. I'm actually have him come on and talk about that before we finish the 10-day stream. But I see our brother Amyr just got on. We're going to hand the floor over to him. Y'all put the I love myself in the chat. Y'all ready for him to come on? Put the I love myself in the chat. Ready for him to come on. Y'all know the rules. There we go. Put him in the chat. 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 Let him feel the love before he comes in. Put him in the chat. Put him in the chat. Put him in the chat. All right.
Yay, what's going down, bro?
My guy, what up, bro?
Not much,
How you
man. I'm
feeling,
glad we
man?
was able to get on here. I'm pretty good, bro. I can't complain. I'm out here in the A.
Oh man, respect, bro. Respect, respect. The floor is yours, bro. They came to see you. They ready.
Hey, what's going down with y'all, man? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling in the comment? Yeah, we got over 200 people on this
Oh
lit.
yeah.
All right, let's get to it.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. So the first thing I want to talk about is I'm assuming majority of people on here they study consumer law. So let me break something down. So in consumer law, we say the United States is a corporation. What we have to understand is if you're studying consumer law and that's how you're going to express yourself and express what you're doing, that's cool. That's perfectly fine. But what we have to understand is the United States being a corporation, that is a construct of consumer law of the United States Code. So what I mean by that is you deal with statutory construction, meaning that those are statutory words or statutory definitions outside the United States codes that cease to exist. So, from what I study, which is exclusive equity jurisprudence on the private side, well, what I like to say the private side of the law is there's no place outside of the United States codes or anything that ties back to the United States codes that you you can't tell me that that's a
Mm,
corporation.
mm.
At the core of it, it's a Roman enclave. I'm let y'all look that up, but essentially a Roman enclave, that's a foreign territory, a foreign district, which we know is Washington District of Columbia. All right, so since I know majority of people like to deal with debt and discharge debt, I'm gonna give y'all some game on that. Everything that I talk about is literally it's not consumer law. So we have to understand that first. You cannot mix anything, which I don't think any of y'all will because like I said, I give my respect to people who study consumer law all the time. Like they get results because they don't commingle. They stay with consumer law, they don't venture out, they not trying to do consumer law and secure party creditor processes and this and that. Like they stick with consumer law and that's good. That's how you win. That's how you come out. That's why y'all win the way y'all do. So I respect the hell out of that.
Bro, likewise, bro.
Um,
Likewise.
yeah. So, all right. So the game I'm gonna give y'all today, you'll be dealing with things on both sides, public and private side. So, first thing you want to do is you want to grab the credit report, which I call is the surety report. I call it a surety report because you, the human being, the sentient being, living person, are being implied as a surety for the principal debtor, which is the birth certificate name, the name on the birth certificate. Um, so you want to grab that, and then all the bad companies on there or whatever, you would want to start with the debt validation letter. I'm not gonna go into that because boom, Umar break that down for y'all all the time. Like he got y'all on that all the time. So I'm gonna let him handle that for y'all. Y'all probably already know anyways. But what I do want to go into is after you do that, you would want to go into a notice of equitable subrogation. So equitable subrogation is a construct of suretyship. So I'll break that down for y'all. In the commercial realm, which is what we deal with every single day, there's three parties to every single transaction. There's a principal debtor, which that's the name on the birth certificate. That's that entity. Then you have someone being implied as a surety, which that's me, you, everybody on here. Then we know we have the creditor, which we know that's the banks, these corporations. So in every transaction, there's three parties. Now, when you pay a debt on behalf of someone, you enter into a relationship of suretyship.
Mm,
So your entire life, you have been paying debts. You have been paying the debt of the principal debtor, the name on your birth
mm,
certificate. Every debt you've ever paid in your entire life has been on behalf of that name on the birth
mm,
certificate. How do we know? Because you already think that's you anyways. If somebody tell you, how do you know you belong here? How do you know that's your name or anything? You're gonna be like, I got a birth
mm,
certificate. I got a driver's license. I got Social Security. That's what you're gonna say. So, um, once you do that, then you pay a debt on behalf of someone. You're entitled to reimbursement. Now I'm gonna tell you why. Because most people be like, "Oh, that don't sound right. That sounds like a scam." Blah blah blah. Like, no way.
mm,
All right, so I'm gonna explain to you. Because y'all deal with this in everyday life, but you just haven't really sat down and thought about it. So let's just say you let's just say you want to get a car. Let's just say, you want to go get a Benz. It's like, 50,000 or whatever. Now, if you are going, that will make you the principal debtor. That will make you the primary. You're the one that wants the
mm,
car. You go to the car lot, and they like, yo, you um your credit is shit. It's terrible. You got a 300,
mm,
400. You need a cosigner. So naturally, what do? We go ask mom, dad, pop, whoever to help us with that, right? Boom. We got somebody cosign. We go back to we go back to the dealership. Now, you get approved now. You're going to sign first, right? Because you're the primary. You're the one that wants the car. But you had to have a cosigner. Well, the cosigner is signing second. Why? Because if you don't make the payment, then the cosigner is agreeing to make the payment, right?
mm,
So then that means he's paying on behalf of you. That means he's secondarily liable. That makes him a surety, a guarantor, like insurance.
mm,
Suretyship is specialized insurance. But okay. So get the car, everything goes good. Then something happens, COVID, whatever, following hard times. You can't make the payment. So then the surety, your friend got to step in, the cosigner got to step in and make the
mm,
payments. All right, bet. So then the cosigner comes in and say, I'm gonna pay off everything. I'm gonna pay off the whole, the rest of the debt, 50,000, whatever is left. Now think about it. You're happy because you got the car. The bank is happy because they got the money.
mm,
But what did you get?
mm,
You didn't get nothing. And if you're dealing in exclusive equity, then things have to be equal. Things have to be fair and righteous. Everybody has to come out, on the same, it has to be even, equal. So with that being said, you're the only one that didn't receive anything out of this.
mm,
So you are entitled, and this is a principle of exclusive equity and equitable subrogation. You're entitled to reimbursement. So that will be a check of however much you paid,
mm.
or it will be the chattels, or what we like to say, the collateral. Now, I'm assuming everybody on here understands collateral just because y'all tapped in either with me or y'all tapped in with our brother here. Um, would I be correct in that, or do I need to break that down, or where are we at with that? Everybody understands that there's collateral that secures every deal in the commercial realm.
Jump in the chat. Jump in the chat.
Yes, there's collateral, meaning that, all right, all right. So if y'all don't understand, let me break it down to you real quick in a way that y'all might understand. So consumers understand that you guys are original creditors, right? Okay. So if you are an original creditor, that means you credited an account first. Like the original credit comes from you. the original credit is what is securing the deal. Well, that is owed to you. All they do is create derivatives from that.
Mm.
So what I'm saying to you is, in terms of equitable subrogation and you being entitled to reimbursement, you are saying, hey, you're basically saying, hey, I paid off this person's debt. Now I'm entitled to the collaterals, all the derivatives that are securing this transaction. I'm entitled to that. Now, why do I want that? Because it's the original credit. It's the true value versus the face value. So if you guys don't know, the true value of these original deposits, because the way I see it is, yeah, you guys say you are the original creditors, and that's fine if you are expressing consumer law. That's on the public side, but on the private side, we say, hey, we are the grantor
Mm.
of an asset, and so all right. So back to the equitable subrogation. So that's essentially why you are entitled to it back, because you're the only one that didn't receive anything. So once you are able to get either a check back, you can go transfer a check to an account, or if you get the securities, the collateral, then you're able to liquidate that.
Mm.
And um, the collaterals are a lot of times traded. So, or sold, I mean, basically, yeah, trade. So however y'all want to slice it. So meaning that in exclusive equity, if you commingle special funds with general funds, then every account that it hits with general funds, now you're entitled to that fund as
Mm.
well. And also, that's why everything has to be wrapped in an insurance. Everything. That's why so much insurance. If y'all ever seen the movie The Big Short, they tell you insurance is too big to fail, right? Because the American people don't know who they are, don't know how to do banking, don't understand the
Mm.
system. Everything is wrapped in insurance because you're considered dead. The moment they consider you alive, they have to pay you out.
Mm.
Insurance is a surety, right? They have to pay you out from the insurance. So that's how that works. All right. So that's breaking down. I just went in depth. I ain't really planning on going in depth like that, but I gave y'all the game on that. You know what I mean? So that's surety ship. That's equitable subrogation. So you would want to give the banks a notice of equitable subrogation after you give them after you make them validate the debt. Then after that, you would want to request their ledger. And you can do that by UCC 9-210. Y'all can go check that real quick. I think I'm right on that. Matter of fact, let me check my notes. UCC 9-210. That's how you request the ledger. Now, why do you want to request a ledger? Because on the ledger, they are going to show the transactions between you
Mm.
two. But they're only going to show the legal assets, the legal transactions. Once you get once you get that ledger, you have to understand that all the legal assets only exist because they converted equitable assets into legal assets so that they can have jurisdiction over them, because they cannot have jurisdiction over equitable assets, not these courts that we deal with in every day. So that's the reason for the conversion. So your job is to be like, hey, you're missing the equitable assets on here. So what we call is surcharge and falsify the ledger, because you're saying, hey, you don't have the equitable assets on here. You're only showing one side of the ledger. And I'm the one that made the original deposit of equitable assets, which equals into consumer law, hey, I'm the original creditor.
Mm.
So you want to surcharge and falsify the ledger. Surcharge and falsify means you're recouping your equity. You're recouping your wealth, your money. Now, if they don't want to, if they don't want to send you the original deposit, if they don't want to send you the securities, basically, if they don't want to reimburse you, then that is a unrich. That's basically what's the word? You're you're basically enriching. You're basically enriching them, and because the creditor, you got to think about it, the creditor got the money, they got the face value money, and they still have the true value because the collateral, it's an unjust enrichment. That's what I was trying to think of. That's the correct term, the proper term, unjust enrichment, because the creditor, you think about it, the primary wanted the car and they owed the money. You came, or the cosigner, your friend came and paid off the debt. That means the creditor got 50, 70,000, whatever was left, right? They got that money. That's face
Mm.
value. But they still got the original deposit, the original equitable assets, the true value. They still have that too. The primary just got the car. They only got one thing. The creditor got two things, and you have zero. You have zero.
Mm.
Creditor has to come up off one of those things.
Mm.
Has to come up off one of those things to make it even, to make it fair.
Mm.
Um, so that's game on how you can even deal with your credit report. And I would say you can also call the credit agencies and tell them to note the account that um that you are the subrogee, SUBROGEE. The subrogee is seen as the beneficiary in trust law, which we'll get
Hold on,
into
bro. You
here
got people
in a
asking.
minute.
You got people asking where can they sign up?
All right, so listen, y'all can go to my page now, or y'all can go to matisseacademy.com and sign up. We actually got I'm doing a class tomorrow, and we got a 5 day challenge coming up where I'll be going even further in depth about a lot of different subjects when it comes to like suretyship. I'll go more in detail on that, trust law, the civil criminal cases, family cases who come to CPS, and just custody, child support. We'll go over all that, and like business structure and reducing your taxes. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not one that I don't like people mess with me because I don't give no fluff, and I try to put things in everyday terms. And there's a lot of people that just tell you, hey, you ain't got to pay taxes, this and that. And I'm not saying that's not true, but I'm not that person to tell you that. I'm gonna tell you, like, you can heavily reduce your taxes depending on your situation. You might be in a place where you can not pay any taxes, but I keep it real with people because I don't want nobody getting no trouble or nothing like
Or,
that.
that's real responsible, bro. Real responsible.
Um, all right, let me see this. What about a forensic audit? All right, we're about to get to that. Look, we got some people on here. I mean you can do a forensic audit, and that will help for sure, but you can't only stand on that. Like, you still gonna have to go into understanding the accounting, basically what I was just going over, understanding equitable assets. All right, so I'll break down. Let's get into trust law a little bit more. So there's a lot of people that basically, you know, there's a lot of people that do trust, and you got lawyers that do trust and everything like that. But like I like to say all the time, like all trusts are not created equal. Um, I create one of the best trusts in the nation. That's also being confirmed by retired federal judges or a judge. I won't say multiple judges, but um, and the trusts that I create are settled under exclusive equity under the original written constitution. You can only pull my trust into a court of equity. The courts that we walk into every day are not courts of equity. They're military courts. I got the case law and everything to support that, which I speak on a lot. Um, People don't understand equitable title, legal title, what that means, which I'm gonna break down here in a second. People don't know that you can actually beat court cases dealing with trusts in the states. So a lot of people just talk about, hey, get a trust and protect your assets, or get a trust. You know what I mean? But then what? How do you defend your assets and trust? Like
Mm.
somebody, like, especially against somebody like me. Now, you're probably not gonna run into somebody like me, but I'm just saying, like, creditors, just because you got a trust, don't mean they're not gonna come after
Or
your trust and come after your assets. Like, so how do you defend yourself? You
mm.
think you're gonna get a lawyer to defend your private trust?
Mm.
That's not the way that works. You have to learn, and I think people do a disservice when they just create trust and don't educate you about that.
Mm.
But that's a different story. So let's get into it. So let me break something down to y'all. So for those of y'all who don't understand trust, I'm gonna break it down really quick. I love to do this to people so we get on the same page. So I'm gonna show you how you create trust every single day of your life, all the time, so fast, like you just never even thought it would happen that fast. All right, so um, I got this. I got this bottle of water. Now, if I say, here, hold this bottle of water. First off, if I'm extending my arm and giving it to you, right, and telling you to hold it, what do you have to do?
Mm.
You have to reach out and grab it and accept it. We do that every single day.
Mm.
People give you stuff every single day, and you just grab it, not even thinking about it. Right? That's you accepting it. So that's equivalent to you being a grantor and transferring assets to a
Mm.
trustee. The trustee is going to say accept it. They're going to accept it, and they basically have to record that they're, in management, in possession of the trust assets, the trust raise, which in this case is the water bottle.
Mm.
So I'm gonna give that to you and say, here, hold this. I'm about to go downstairs, fix me something to eat. I'll be back in like 20
Mm.
minutes. Don't drink my water. Don't sell it. Don't throw it out. Don't nothing. Just let it sit there and don't let nobody touch it. Right? I gave you specific instructions. The specific instructions I gave you are the trust indenture. You are not to do anything outside of that trust
Mm.
indenture. If you do, you are personally liable for my bottle of water.
Mm.
Then when I come back to retrieve my bottle of water, right, that makes me the beneficiary because I'm coming back to get the water.
Mm.
I'm saying, hey, hold my bottle of water. I'm about to go downstairs, make something to eat. When I come back with my food, hey, I need something to drink. I need that bottle of water back.
Mm.
So when I come back to get the water, boom, now the trust has settled because the trustee has delivered the trust raise, the water bottle, to the
Mm.
beneficiary. So now there's nothing left to do. All right. So that's the way trust works every day. No matter if it's car keys, a pencil, the game controller, if it's, if you're telling somebody like anything, like it doesn't matter what, if you tell somebody a secret and be like, yo, only tell this person, like it doesn't matter what it is.
Mm.
Like we create trust every single day. All right. So that's the way trust works. Now, let me explain to you equitable and legal title because we only grew up on legal title. That's all we understand is legal, legal, legal,
Or
legal, legal.
or
funny thing about that is the framers of the original Constitution didn't think legal.
Mm.
Legal means, hey, you have to show me exactly where somebody said you can do this, you can do that, right? No, the original framers of the Constitution didn't have nowhere. They just had intent
Mm. Bree, what's up?
and the power to manifest.
Mm.
That's what they got. They were influenced by the Magna Carta, but they did not have no, like, that was just intent and manifestation. So that's the way exclusive equity works. It's not legal. So legal is possession. Now, everybody wants, right? Everybody wants the car parked in their garage. Everybody wants to live in the house. Everybody wants stacks of money and want to make the money phone, all that stuff, right? That's all legal. You all possess things. That's cool, right? That's cool. That's legal title. You possess it. Possession is 9/10 of the law. And I do use that to full advantage. Um, I can't give y'all that game on there, but it's a card play that I do where I use that to full advantage. But so uh, legal title, possession, that is the same thing. That's 9/10 of the law. Now, equitable title, what is that? It's like invisible. Not that you can't give notice, because you can, and that's what you should do.
Mm.
Anything, anything, anything equitable trumps anything legal any day of the week. And easiest way to understand this is God always prevails. Exclusive equity is God's law.
Mm.
God always prevails in every situation. So why would it be any different in law or in any other situation, right? All right. So now, the quickest way to know if you have equitable title or legal title or both is, think to yourself, the assets that you own, do you pay somebody else for those?
Mm.
Do you pay taxes on those? Do you pay anything else dealing with that asset to somebody
Mm.
else? If so, you don't hold equitable title. You only hold legal title.
Mm.
Equitable title means you're the beneficiary of the rents, profits, interests. You hold the highest titles and rights to an asset. That's what holding equitable title means.
Mm.
Then, if you have, and you could just have equitable title and not have legal title. If you collecting rents, titles, interest, all that, right? But somebody living in your house or riding in your car, then you only hold equitable title. You don't
Mm.
hold legal title.
Mm.
You might be cool with that. But if you hold equitable title and legal title, that is absolute title.
Mm.
And then I know a lot of y'all probably heard of a allodial title, right? Well, that's more so dealing with land rights, but that is an absolute title as well.
Mm.
So if you hold equitable title and legal title, then you're not paying anybody. You have absolute title, you own it outright. And a lot of times that's not the position that we are in. Very, very small amount of times is that the position that we're in. All right. So the last thing that I'm gonna give y'all game on is when it comes to court cases and it comes to trust law. So again, in the commercial realm, you gotta understand that we are under military occupation, um, and that we go into military courts. That, and I like to say, the commercial realm was created on the strength of the military occupation and them tricking us out of understanding the correct way to do banking and business.
Mm.
That is why the commercial realm, the fake legal system has been created and is thriving. Um, so court cases are very, 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 very similar to um, to any other transaction, cars, houses, anything else, right? There's collateral that is bankrolling the court transaction,
Mm.
which again, like we said before, the collateral means that collateral is yours. You are the original depositor. You're the original creditor. They are creating derivatives and continue to create derivatives to bankroll or securitize this court transaction. So, with that being said, a lot of people fail when they go into court. Well, they fail for a lot of different reasons that I touch on, and I'll be touching on when we go into the 5-day training that we got. But a lot of people fail because they deal with the face value of things. Well, because we're under a military occupation, when you deal with the face value of things, there's a lot of discretion that goes
Mm.
with that. Um, you want to talk about, oh, I ran this red light. Did I not? No, I was only going, like prove it. Like y'all want to talk about that stuff. You know what I mean? Like y'all want to talk about the charges. That's what y'all want to talk about. Like lawyers, they talk about the charges. All of that shit is face
Mm.
value. I, I could care less. And I know there's people on here that have been on the phone with me and talked to me about their situation, and I'll let them explain everything because I do like I don't want to be rude, and I do kind of want to understand everything because I don't like just help everybody. Like you know what I mean? Like if if it ain't right or some weird shit or something going on, like hey, I ain't help. You know what I mean? But I tell them like, hey, all that's cool or whatever, but literally none of that helps me
Mm.
help you. I don't care about any face value stuff. The only reason why I even listen to anything face value and listen to you talk about the charges is to determine if you're really a good person that got jammed up into something. That's really the only reason why I listen because it
Mm.
ain't gonna help me help you. I'm done with the true value. Forget all the charges and all that. Listen, there's collateral that is bankrolling this court case. Let's deal with that. Who's that owed
Mm.
to? Or let's deal with the private side of this court, this court transaction. And the court is a bank. They deal that like a court is a bank. It's basically a financial institution.
Mm.
So with that being said, I'll give y'all a game. I'm not gonna go too deep, but I'll give y'all a game in terms of how you could deal with a court case. Now, y'all really, if y'all don't have y'all pens and y'all pads out, y'all really tripping. And I'm gonna give y'all a few seconds to get that out because this is a little deep. We on live. I'm gonna give it to y'all anyways. If y'all come to the training, I'm gonna go over it again. You need to hear it again, and I'm gonna go even deeper into things. If you know anything about me, I tell you all the time, information you need to go over. You need to go over it. Continue to go over and over and over and over because just because you hear me say it one time, don't mean it's gonna stick with you. This is the way I learn. So get your pens, your papers out, ready to take notes. I'm about to give y'all some game. All right. Um, drop a fire emoji in the chat right now. If you got your pens, your pads, or you got your notes, you ready to take notes. Let me know. Let me know where we at. All right, let's get it. All right. So when you go into a court case, you gotta understand that. All right, you gotta understand that the court, or basically, it don't matter how you look at it. The court, the um, the prosecutors, the court clerk, any of them. It don't matter how you look at it, right? They all are acting as implied. Remember that. Implied grantors and beneficiaries.
Mm.
Now, if you under like if you understand trust law, then if a trustee violates or breaches trust, then there's consequences for that. Major consequences for that. That's why they want you to be the trustee. They are implying that you are a trustee and that they are grantors,
Mm.
beneficiaries. But they are implying that, which means they are assuming that. It's a presumption. What you want to do is you want to have a trust, private trust, settled under equity, exclusive equity, because there's different equities, but exclusive equity is what I specialize in. And so you want to have a private trust settled under exclusive equity, and then you want to express a trust because anything expressed overrides anything implied.
Mm.
Meaning, you got to think about it. Somebody might think you are a bad person. But if you prove to be a great person, that extinguishes any assumption that someone had about you,
Mm.
right? So it's the same thing here. Somebody's implying, which implying is equivalent to a presumption, assuming something. But when you express that you are a good person or prove that you are a good person, it's the same thing as expressing a trust. So you want to express a trust and you want to convey an equity, some type of equity, which that could be the charging instruments. The charging instruments is what someone charged, is what the prosecutor is charging you with. That is the value.
Mm.
So you can convert that to a private equity, which is what I educate people on.
Mm.
So in this situation, this scenario that I'm telling you, you're going to want to, that would be one way. There's various ways to do it, but you need to convey an equity to either the judge, it could be the clerk, it could be the prosecutor, it could be the court. I go into detail about, different scenarios for, each one. But regardless, you want to convey that equity to the court and make them trustee. So you are coming in as an express uh, grantor. They are implied grantors. You're coming in as an express grantor, and you're making the court a
Mm.
trustee and saying, "Hey, I'm giving you guys some equity. I need you to apply that to the debtor, to the defendant in the court case, and make him a beneficiary, a co-beneficiary.
Mm.
So now the defendant is an express beneficiary. He went from being you and the name on the birth certificate, right? Went from being an express, went from being an implied trustee to now grantor beneficiary. And remember when I said anything that is expressed trumps anything that is
Right.
implied. So
Right.
now you're saying, hey, I gave you some equity. I'm giving you instructions on what to do with this equity, which is the indenture, and telling you to apply that to the defendant for his charges. Well, a charge is it's a negative. It's accounting here. It's just a negative. Same way you go to the store, they charge you $5 for a big bag of chips, right? You got to provide them with equity in order to leave with that bag
Mm.
of chips. Same thing here. You saying, hey, okay, my defendant has a charge for breaching some violation or whatever y'all talking about. I don't care. Hey, I'm gonna give y'all some equity. Apply that to the defendant's account, and now that'll the charges.
Mm,
That'll balance the ledger. We at zero. Case dismissed.
mm,
That is what I educate people on all day long, every day. Plus more about their rights under the Constitution.
mm, mm. Where can they find you, bro?
You said what?
Where can they find you? Because a lot of people want to know how to get access to this information.
Yo, so MatisseAcademy.com, MATISSE Academy, ACADEMY.com. Or y'all can hit me obviously on here on IG, Amyr Law, AMYR_law LAW. I do classes all the time. Like I said, I'm doing a class tomorrow. Or wait, I'm doing class on Thursday. My bad, y'all. I'm doing class on Thursday. Then we got the 5-day challenge that's coming up. That's gonna be real intense. And like I like to tell people all the time, like um if you gonna work with me, like shit's intense. Like I don't play around. I demand people be committed, dedicated. I demand, excellence. I don't play around when it comes to this. I take this very, very, very serious. I don't want anybody just tapping in with
Or,
me, anything like that.
or,
Only people that that's really taking it serious because I just know I'm not for everybody. I cuss a lot. I'm very, very, very tense. You know what I mean? But that's what produces the results. That's what gets people in the right mind frame when it comes to understanding this because it's so foreign. What I mean, it's no different than coming into consumer law. It's
or,
like people didn't understand that.
or,
You know what I mean? Like they had to really prepare for that
or,
and get in the right mindset. You know what I mean? Mindset for that. So it's no different. And I just know I'm just super tense. So y'all take a deep breath and pat yourself on the back and just understand that when it comes to dealing with me, I'm not going to let you continue to have the same habits that you had last year, the same things that you've been doing last year. I'm not going to allow you to carry that into, this year and working with me. You're going to have to open up your mind to receive new information that I'm going to provide for you and that I'm going to give you the sources for you to go out and, study yourself as well. Like I'm just a messenger and a coach. Coach is coach, but like I say, players got to play
or,
all day long.
or,
So yeah, bro.
or, or. Man, anything else you want to tell them before you jump off, bro? I appreciate you for giving us your time, bro.
Bro, I appreciate you having me on here, bro. That's love. I would say that I would say that life life be life and right, and I say that all the time. I'm gonna tell y'all two things. So I'm not a person. Yeah, I'm gonna start with this. I'm not a person that deals with just giving people processes.
Mm,
If you tapped in with me, then you already know. Like we joke, but we for real when we say POP. Yeah, they be in the comments POP, hold it down. But no, it's POP because it's principles
mm,
over process.
mm,
Like I don't just give people processes. I'm more about principles because I understand that principles apply to everybody, and they do not expire. There's nobody above principles. Like I say all the time, if you live above the law or live above principles, then you
mm,
are a savage. Nobody in the world like savages, not even criminals, not even bad people like savages. Those people are the worst of the worst. Bad people, criminals, whatever, they live by what? A
mm,
code, like a United States code. Like people got different type of codes. That's laws, right? If you live above codes or laws or principles, you are a
mm,
savage. And nobody likes to deal with that. All right. So I deal with principles that apply to everybody and they do not expire. And that's why I educate
mm.
on that. And I do get processes too as well. But um the last thing that I want to leave y'all with is that you 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 truly have to just be I say this all the time, but you really got to be dedicated and committed to studying law. Period. Like it's a journey. It's not no, and you should fall in love with the journey and not necessarily the end result. Like I like to say all the time, it's just like you get to the end, you be happy, then what?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like it's almost like you lose a purpose.
More,
You know what I mean? Like
more.
just enjoy the journey while it's there.
Mm.
And truthfully, like this is a life journey, and that's the way that you should look at it. Don't look at it like, oh, once I'm able to pay my bills or discharge my bills, or once I'm able to do this, then everything will be great. No, life is going to continue to come at you, so it is a journey. You just need to continue to, equip yourself. I tell people all the time that I don't believe in fear. It's just a matter of you being unequipped, and we can fix that all day long.
More, more,
There's no such thing as fear to me,
more.
because in any situation that you feel like you're scared or you fear, that just means you don't know how to deal with that situation.
Mm.
But every situation that you do know how to deal with, what do you feel? Confident.
More,
You ready to take it
more,
on,
more,
right? You ready to
more.
kill it. You ready to go in that God mode, right? That's why I don't believe in fear. You're
Mm.
just unequipped, and that's something that can always be
Mm.
fixed, man. Whether that be, building your faith, or whether that be just getting in the books, or both. So
More,
that's the last
more.
thing I'll leave people
Man,
with.
I appreciate you, bro. You giving us your time. I
Likewise.
hit you at the last minute, but I appreciate it, bro. Y'all
Oh
dropping I
yeah,
love myself
all
in the
good,
chat.
bro. All good.
Dropping I love myself in the chat for our brother Amir, and dropping I love myself in the chat. Y'all gonna tap in with him after this call. And then
Hey.
hit me, bro. Let's get together.
All right, bet, bet, bet.
Uh
I'm gonna
huh.
hit you. I'm gonna shoot you my number.
Say less, bro. I'll be
Yep.
waiting on it.
All right.
All right, y'all. So I'm gonna show y'all one more thing, and I'm gonna get off. Y'all come back on tomorrow. We got another special guest coming on. How'd y'all like day one of the 10-day stream? I told y'all in the 3-day stream I wanted to do 10 straight days of just giving people free game. Give people free game, so there's no excuse for you not to get started. He dropped a lot of gems, a lot. He dropped a lot. And more than I even thought he was gonna come out here and give, man. I know people who have to pay a lot of money for information like that. But I want to show y'all something. And I'm a very, very transparent person. Y'all know I launched Bully Dispute Assistance a year and some change ago. It was a very rough launch. And I think where I failed the most with that company in the beginning was the communication aspect. The communication was not on point. I trained my team in the Philippines on how to dispute creditors, debt collectors, and things like that, but I did not train them on communication. So that was a huge mistake on my end. But I want to show y'all something. When I launched this company, a lot of people didn't think what I wanted to do. I expressed it to very few people, first of all, but to some of the ones I did express it to, they didn't think what I was trying to do was possible, right? You can't do this without an attorney. You can't blah, blah, blah. People's normal things that they believe about themselves. So y'all know during the whole journey, we've gotten a lot of people, a lot of settlements. I wanted to be the cheapest credit company that delivered the most results. So I said I'm setting the price at $59.99 a month, and I don't want to raise it past that, right? Now, one person that was in our program had three charge-offs with three separate companies that they could not get removed, right? So let's just say, I don't know how long this person's been on, let's just say they've been with us 4 or 5 months. What's $59.99 times 5? Somebody do that math for me real quick. Do that math for me real quick. Anybody know? All right, 300, round it, all right? So how many hours do you have to work a day at your job to get $300? And then I'm gonna show you what I want to show you before we get off. Or in your business. I don't know, I got a lot of entrepreneurs on here too. This is no knock on them. I just want to show y'all something. How many hours you have to work in your business? How many clients it have to be? Or how many hours you have to work at your job to make $300 in a day? Because now this person spent $300 with me. I don't want people to just spend. The biggest issue I've had with the program was one, our communication at the beginning wasn't how it should be, and then two, um, people just weren't being patient. All right, so 16 hours. All right, what if I told you I could clean your credit up, right, and get you that money back in less than an hour? Now this right here, I'm just being transparent. This is just the first offer. We're not gonna accept this, right? I've already counter offered this, and tomorrow we should have this counter offer accepted. But I'm gonna show you. I gotta move in so y'all see all his information. All right, so they offered 1,000, and they want to delete all the charge-offs. And now I had to show that fast because I couldn't show all his information. But we just got that. That is 5 hours old. No, I'm sorry, 9 hours old. We got that earlier today. And so, all right, but just from a business perspective, I told you he paid $59.99 a month for 6 months. That's roughly $300. We just got him back. I'm not gonna tell you what I counter offer with, but they just offered 1,000 and they're gonna delete all the negative information on there, right? But I'm not taking that. We're about to counter offer, but we've already counter offered. And tomorrow, once they respond and accept it, which they're gonna do, because I hit them with some stuff that they ain't even know, right? Once they counter offer, we get it up to the number I want, and he's getting all his charge offs deleted right this as soon as they remove those accounts, he has a check on the way and he has clean credit. And he did all that for under $300. So that's all I wanted to show y'all. Bully dispute assistance, we are accepting clients again, but I'm about to get off of here. Tomorrow we have another very special guest dropping I love myself in the chat if you will be here tomorrow. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I'll find out the exact time he's been in the program too. But let's get it. Let's get it. I appreciate everybody who's been in the program, who's been patient with us. Now people are starting to see what we've been working on the entire time. But all right, I'm gonna get off here, y'all. Peace and love to you all. I love you all and I love myself. Peace.